Evening people, welcome back to the channel. Tonight I'm bringing you P1's GR2 Nissan race tonight, so it's round 2 live from Brantach. 1 second people. Yeah, so I'm just rolling around in this Porsche at the minute, so I'm going to do what I usually do on my streams. I talk about the Kika event coming up, which is actually next Saturday coming. So Dion and Andre, 2 of the members of MRC, have asked us to get involved in a 6-hour charity event for a children's cancer charity in Holland, which we've agreed to do. So we're putting on a Le Mans style 6-hour race. So it'll actually be split into 3 2-hour races due to the fact that PlayStation servers are shit, and we'll end up destroying Tokyo or something if we try and put on a 6-hour race, so we're not going to bother. It is a pay-to-play event. There will be links in the description below for the Kika Foundation, for the Sim Racing for Kika donation page if you fancy getting involved, or the Just Giving page again if you fancy getting involved. Both of those, you donate your money, you let the guys know at MRC or NGR depending on which website you've signed up to, and pay your money. It'll get verified and they'll put you in the race. So it is next Saturday, 3rd of August, starts at 5 PM. We might be on a little bit earlier just to have a chat about what's going on, etc, etc, and warm ourselves up for it. Possibly not for that long, maybe half an hour, quarter of an hour prior to the actual race starting at 5. It's going to be myself and Potter McPot commentating over that. But more about that at the end of the show. So I'm just going to leave this lovely field with a Porsche in it and jump into this P1 lobby. So I didn't really talk much about the car. I have been strapped for time. I've just struggled to get online. It's it's already kicked me out of one lobby. Network connections or some daftness like that. Where have we gone? Mocking weeks. This is the one. So P1 Racing. So it's the Nissan GR2 Cup. Now these things are beastly. They're covered in aero. They're fast as hell. I've only had one go in them. The boys forced me onto the track last week before the actual race or during a practice, and I was 3 laps behind by the end of it. So yeah, bit of a learning curve for me, but these boys have obviously had a lot of practice. So we're in. Let's just say hello to everyone. Who's in the room? Lots. So Mocking Week, Zuzims, Weed King 2420, Maggie Snails, Rear Wheel, West Ham Daz, Ralph Sien, Steve Scooby, Big Les, Potter McPot's in the lobby. Fair, so he's having a race tonight. Good lad. So Potter McPot is the guy. This guy here is the guy I'll be commentating with next Saturday. Make sure you come check it out. It is his first time, so it might be a bit glitchy for him. But I'll just say good evening to the guys. Quali session yet. No, it's just in practice at the minute. But we will jump on board. Let's put some options on for you people. So it's half an hour quali tonight and then half an hour race. Keyboard options on. Again, playing with the keyboard tonight, people. So first man out on track, Big Les. Check that out for a snazzy button. So Big Les yet to put a hot lap in. 125 on his out lap. So I'm expecting Zuzims, Potter McPot, Dylan Curtin, Steve Scooby and Ralph Sien to be doing pretty good this week. They were on form last week, and generally from what I've seen of them driving, they are pretty quick drivers. So Big Les Kun then putting in a 1:16.4. See the aero all over these things. muffler, wings and diffusers, and God knows what else on the things. The boys have been kind enough to smash the channel logo all over their car, so it's just on the rear bumper there, just above the rev counter, and smashed all across the boot of this Nissan as well, and across the front as well. Good lads, so appreciate that, boys. You can see all the aero on the front of this thing, can yards and scoops and God knows what, just to try and push you down onto the track. Big Les Cunn now being pushed down into 4th place though during quali. So we jump up to the front man, Lockie Weeks, and he is currently sitting on a 1:15.5. So holding first spot at the minute. It's only 4 minutes into this qualifying session, so plenty of time left for positions to be moved. Pot now putting himself up into 2nd. He's with a 1:15.9. Just under 0.4 back from Lockie Weeks. Zuzims, we just see a little ghost in there. Currently sitting in 3rd, half a second back from Potter. Big Les Cunn. 2000s. Zuzims. It's Big Les Cunn as he just comes out of the pits. So he'll be looking to increase that time. You will see the guys getting in and out of the pits as they swap tyres, run a bit of fuel out of the cars, etc, etc. So the camera is on Lockie Weeks, but I physically can't see him on track. As he's parked up at the side of the road. Ah, there he is. So I don't know what he was doing all the way over there. He is still currently fastest man out on track. He's put in another 15.5 as well. So we'll just skip through. So Zuzims, he is currently on a 1:16.4. Big Les Cunn back out of the pits now. Again, no hot time for him at the minute. Ralcien on a 1:16.7. This track's not one of my favourites. I've got to admit, there's far too many grassy runoffs for my liking. Rear wheel on a 1:17.0. Baggy Snails, the man himself. This guy's actually set up and he runs the P1 group, so big shout out to Baggy or Steve, depending how you know him. We'll just see Steve coming in the pits then for a new set of tyres. Burnt off quarter of a tank. He's coming in on a 1:18.0. Steve Scooby is on a 1:19.2, just increased that to a 1:18.4. Stewie Mac, 1:19.8 is his fastest at the minute. Blimey, not messed about with the livery on that. That's going to see that coming with the pink and the green all over it. Do sound good, these Nissans. Dylan Kjorton now, 1:23.4 for his fastest. So he, like me, then probably doesn't like this course very much due to the fast corners with plenty of runoff. Again, or doing things like that. Sorry Dylan, call that mate. Stop smashing the track up. So West Ham Daz 1:37 on his out lap. His second lap was 2:05, so he must have had a bit of a mare. So just 12 people in the lobby then. Lockie Weeks now coming in the pits. Change of tyres, quarter of a tank gone. Yes, he is blowing out those tyres. Back out, no fuel. Fresh rubber. So the setup for this race, it is a 10-week series, this Nissan Cup. So this week we're at Brands Hatch GP track, which is the full-length course. Next week we're at Cirque de la St. Croix B. I think that's quite a long track. It's one of the tracks we raced in the GTTCC. There, actually, not a bad track. So it's 10 rounds. We've got 30-minute qualies. We're just about 8 minutes into that in a minute. And then we have a 30-minute endurance race. 2 types of tyre compound must be used for that race. For this race, sorry. Bop is on. There's no tuning. There's no teams as well. They did have teams when they were running the Super Formula race, but it's every man for himself nowadays. And they just want people to race clean and fair, which I think is why most of these groups have been set up. Most of the boys fed up with racing in the dailies and getting knocked off by upset Spaniards, etc. French people who don't like being overtaken. So these groups kind of get set up for the boys that want to stay clean and race clean. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the rules are in P1, but for MRC, if you knock someone off, you hang about and you wait for them, you give them that place back. I think it's pretty similar in the P1. So places have swapped around. Raul Cien was currently sitting in first spot with a 1:15.5. Zuzims has just smacked him up a little bit with a 1:15.4. So only 900s quicker than Raul. On board with Zuzims. Have a look at some of his lines. Plenty of curve to be taken on that corner. And this one, just be careful not to run it out wide. I've got a track map. So he's just coming down the hill now towards Clark Curve, onto the Brabham Straight, start finish straight. He's popping himself in the pits. Okay, we'll go on board with the. Let's have a look. Let's see where Potomac Pot is. So just going around Druids, down Graham Hill into Graham Hill Bend and along the Cooper Straight. Potter just staying out of the way, so obviously not a hot lap for Potter. Allowing rear wheel man to go through. So out the hill towards Pilgrim's Drop. Back up Hawthorne Hill, onto Hawthorne Bend. Again, these can be awkward if you get them wrong. Derek Minter Straight now, into Westfield. Going to Dingle Dell. Onto Stirlings. It's a straight run down Clearways to the Clark Curve and then back onto Brabham's. Again, another awkward corner to get right, off camber, unsighted. So Potomac Pot still staying in fourth place with his 1:15.9, although this wasn't a hot lap, I don't think he would have pulled over to let one of the guys through. So we'll fire ourselves back up onto Zuzims. Still currently holding that first place with 1:15.4. Behind, he's managed to up his time and push Raul down into third now. Stewie Mac just staying out of the way. So we'll just keep around Bocky Week so that we see whether he can close that 200th of a second gap onto Zuzims. Put himself back up into first. He's not going to do this lap, I don't think. Red sectors. Half a second back on this lap. So not much to do with that one. So Potomac Pot now put himself up into second place. 1:15.471. So just 0.018 behind Zuzims. And only 0.02 of a second in front of Mocky Weeks, but doesn't matter how much you're ahead by, you are ahead. So Potomac Pot now putting in purple sectors as well. So we'll just keep our eye on Potter as he's lost a bit of time through there. Oh, he's running a bit wide. Might slow down a bit. wheels on the grass, in the sand. That's the corner I usually struggle with. So Raoul's pushed Potter. Raoul's on a 1:14.8 now. Zuzims has increased his time as well to a 1:15.0. Don Dot has joined the room. That's good to see. Ultimate Pop put himself back up into second with a 1:14.9. So still all to play for in this quali. So Potter McPot also sets up the MRC versus NGR team versus team event, the GR3 League. Last season was sponsored by DAE. We're hoping we can have a word with them and get them involved again this season. So 1.3 back for Potter, so this lap not looking like a good one. So we'll just flick through the order and look at lap times. So Raoul obviously out front with a 1:14.8. Zuzims with a 1:14.877. 0.067 behind Raoul. Potter McPot 0.098 behind Zuzims with a 1:14.9. Just coming into the pits for a fresh set of rubber. Mocking Weeks currently in fourth with a 1:15.4. Big Les, no hot lap on there. That's going to be a 1:17.7. He's just sticking himself in the pits anyway. Evening watchers, give us a shout, say hello. Baggy Snails currently rolling on a 1:17.0. A fair bit of work for Baggy to do to try and get those grid positions up. Rear wheel is on a 1:17.0 also. Dylan Kjorton, his current fastest is 1:17.8, puts him in 10th. Stewie Mac is currently on a 1:18.5. Don Dotter not long turned up in the lobby, so only one lap. Just watch him coming down this last couple of corners across the start finish straight and have a look at his lap time. So he's on a 1:20.1 at the minute, but it is only a second lap out, so got to get used to the car and the track, etc, etc. So 5 back up to Raoul CN. So Raoul now putting in purple sectors, looking to increase that, decrease that time. He's a smooth, consistent driver, is Raoul. Potter and Pot have had some real good battles in the races they've been involved in. Losing time, sector times weren't going purple near the end of that lap. No, he's done it. So 1:14.5, so increasing that gap over Zuzims then to 0.34 of a second. Fair play, I wasn't expecting that, Raoul. So Zuzims still ghosting out. Potter McPot still trying to put those hot laps in. Again, just getting the wheels on the sand there. Compromise his lines and his times. Yeah, 1.5 seconds back at the minute is Potter. Looking like he's just getting lined up for a hot lap now. So just over a quarter of a tank and reasonably fresh rubber. Himself in third, he's not cool, no worries Aaron, I'll see you in a bit my friend. Potter McPot trying to cut the grass for the guys at Brands. And then parking on the grass for a picnic. Should have parked in the shade, Potter, would have been nicer. So Bucky Weeks Nick's just diving in the pits for fresh rubber. He also has got just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. What tyre wears on this these races. I believe it's like ×4 and ×5. I could be lying. What I will do is just quickly jump out and we'll go and have a look. Race settings. So we are at, oh dear, okay, so tyre wear is ×13 and fuel depletion is ×4. Visible damage is off, boost is off, mechanical damage light, so that will repair itself as they travel around a lap. So place is not shifted around too much at the minute. Bigler's currently up into 5th. Baggy Snail's improved his time, he's up into 6th with 1:16.5. Livery again this week, I think, or am I thinking of the Toyota he was driving? I'm sure it had Tasmanian Devil on last week, unless that is the Toyota I'm thinking about. So Baggy just pulling over, letting people come past, I think. So look at that, cheers Steve. I can see the big darksmoka logo all across the front of your car. What you should have done, mate, is put it on backwards, so as you're coming up behind people, they can see what it says. They might think it's me. Convict's Popeye now currently in the pits. So, I don't know if there's a glitch here because no tyres are going on unless he's not chosen which tyres to put on. Wheelman also in the pits. I'm not sure if they've slowed it to 20-minute quality instead of half an hour. We'll have to have a look. Ultimate Pot also in the pits. So Dylan's another fast, consistent driver as well. Let's put the boys at the front under some pressure during some of these races. Don Dotter also. Time a little bit to a 1:18. Still only good enough for 11th place at the minute. So managed to beat that time this lap. Stewie Mac still struggling, 1:22.4 for his fastest. It's only good enough for 12th at the minute. So we kick 4:20. I think he's not long started doing laps, but he's looking a bit glitchy there. I've just seen a Matchbox livery down the side of his car. That's interesting. Oh, so just getting a wheel on the grass. That's as much as it takes. Wheel on the grass in these cars, and you're going round. So back up to the front. Raul still holding that 1:14.5 as his fastest. Just staying out of the way as what's his name? Stewie Mac comes flying through. Oh no, it's not. It's Don Dotter. I thought I saw pink wheels or something on that car, but I must have been mistaken. So Raul down less than a quarter of a tank. Fresh set of tyres. He'll be looking to put in a hot lap this time. Stay in this view while we see Raul do a lap. Get a bit of a look at his lines. Just have to be careful on this one, you don't run it out too wide into the sand there. Braking into Druids. Another awkward hairpin, being careful not to run it out wide on the exit. Down a gear tight into this one. into Surtees. Again, this is an awkward corner. You've got to know where the apex is on that one. Currently holding purple sectors as well. He will be getting the slipstream off Dylan, so that's going to help him. Up into Hawthorne and along to Westfield. Dingledale corner. So Stewie Matt just compromising his lines a little bit there, but still doing purple sectors as well. So Zuzims is now just taking him out. He's in first place. We'll have to see where this lap puts him now. It's looking good. So 1:14.6. On a 1:14.4, so using that lap by Raoul, not quite good enough to put him up front. So Zuzims holding it by 600ths of a second. Excuse me, 600ths of a second. Raoul currently in that second place. Still putting in purple sectors though. Just 5 minutes left to quali. 3 laps if they're careful. Again, purple sectors. So maybe not bothering this lap. Potter McPotts. Just keep an eye on sector times as well. Oh, again, just like that Sanders Potter. So yeah, 1.7 down for Potter at the minute on his fastest. He's only half a second back off first place Zuzims. So again, yeah, you just saw that wheel dip on the grass. That could be enough to lose your traction in these cars. Potter deciding that pits it is. Oh, he has got damage, so he'll be getting that repaired in the pits whilst changing tyres. He's not got long left though. Oh, he's not even bothered. Oh, the damage has sorted itself out. So 4 minutes left to try and put a hot lap in then. So just doing the same thing as Potter there, dipping that back wheel on the grass. Still holding that fourth though, Mocking Weeks, and his second back from the fastest man on track, Zuzims. So Big Les Kun managing to hold on to that fifth as well. Dylan Kjorten now put himself up into sixth. Rear wheel man as well, sorry, fifth for Dylan Kjorten, apologies. Rear wheel man jumping up into sixth. Baggy Snails made a couple of places and then just been pushed back one to seventh. Scooby in eighth. Just putting his fastest lap at 1:16.5 as well, so helped him out a bit. Don Dotter 16.8 for him at the minute. To pop by diving in the pits. Stewie Mac with 1:18.5. That lap not managing to increase his time. Unfortunately, weakings on the racing line there. That's going to affect Stewie Mac's lap time. And it went in a bit wide into Druids and onto the marbles. Looks like this lap's compromised. The guys are parked at the side of the track or in the pits, just waiting for quali to be over. So Zuzims not managing to better his time there. Raoul with the 1:14.5 now is his fastest. Again, purple sector, so he likes the front half of this course, I think, but just struggles a little bit with the back edge. So he has got this lap of fuel, and that's about it, I think. On board with Raoul. He also just dips his wheel on the grass. Down. Can he make it up down this straight and into the last corner? We'll see. So he is consistently fast as Raoul. So again, not quite this time. 14.6. So most of the guys now just pulling off track, waiting for quality to be over. Big Les, who's still trying to whack him in. So yeah, most people are just taking it a little bit easy now, waiting for race start. So it's currently Zuzims in first, Raoul in second, Potter in third, Mocking Weeks in fourth, Big Les Kun in fifth, Dylan Kulton in sixth, Steve Scooby in seventh, Baggy Snails in 8th, Don Dotter in 9th, still trying to put the hot laps in. Again with Convicts, starting final, Convicts in 10th, Stewie Mac in 11th, Weed King 420 in 12th, and Rear Wheelman in 13th. So, round 2 then, people. Live from Brands Hatch. Won't stick around and watch it all. It's a half an hour race. They will have to pit, and there will be a compound change of tyre as well throughout the race. So we're currently on board with Zuzims. The lights are out. So Zuzims getting a bad start then, so that allows Raoul, Potter and Mocking Weeks to take him. Change camera. What's going on? Oh, this is what happened last time. So now it's jumped on board. Okay, so we're on board with Potter McPott into second. There's a train of cars coming behind him. So Mocking Weeks in third. Just getting his wheel on the grass. I'm surprised that didn't slow him down a little bit. Zuzims chasing down Mocking Weeks. He's got Convicts Papa right on the back of him as well. So all the guys keeping it clean at the minute. No one off track. So Raoul up into first place. He's got over half a second lead over Potter McPott already. So Potter has got half a second lead back to Mocking Weeks. Again, half a second back to Zuzims from Mocking Weeks. And the gap starts to increase a little bit back to Dylan Kulton for just over a second back now. So unfortunate start for Zuzims. Put him to fourth place off the grid. Stamping the throttle a little bit hard. So we'll just go on board with Dylan Kulton looking on the back of Zuzims. He has closed that gap up to Zuzims. Zuzims not able to run away with it really because he's got Mocking Weeks and the other boys in front of him. So just flick up to the front. Chase camera angles, Potter McPott is closing that gap on Raoul. Dropping off Mocking Weeks a little bit. There's almost a second back to Mocking Weeks now for Potter. Good job of keeping Raoul in sight. so far. Clark curve onto Brabham. Start lap 2. So start lap start lap 3. So Potter and Pop currently holding. Oh no, Dylan Kilton holding fastest with a 1:16.0. Fair play to Dylan. Top 3 have made a bit of a gap now to Zuzims. 1.4 back to Zuzims now. This is looking good up front. Just going to switch camera angles. So you can see Potter and Pot and Mocking Weeks. Close fight really for the top 3. Half a second between them. Extending that gap a little bit there, Raoul, but Potter making that gap for bigger brakes. So again, Potter all over the back of him. Possibly looking to get the move done in the start-finish straight. Close enough for this one. Raoul trying to shake him on the slipstream as well down the start-finish straight. Maybe a little bit of a gap on him as well, but Potter does close that gap on the brakes. So just losing the back end a little bit there, Raoul. That's allowed Potter to keep his speed. So we're on board with Raoul Baba. Holding first place. Pot in second. Again, just half a second gap between these 3 at the front. It's a second in total. Just dropped off Mocking Weeks a little bit. Zuzims now 1.6 seconds back from the front 3. So unfortunate for him off the start. Just his car seemed to want to go sideways rather than forwards. That allowed the top 3 just to drive past him on the grid. Dylan Kilton now been dropped off 3.7 back for Dylan. He's out on his own. He's got 2.2 seconds back to this man Convicts. Resident American of the group. Snail still holding his 7th. He's got Big Les Cunt for company though, just half a second back. He's got a better line as well as Big Les. He's closing that gap. As long as he can keep on him around here, he should get a good run. Get a good run up towards Pilgrims. So yeah, that gap coming down massively. I think he's going to get it done before this first corner though. No. It's a good effort. He's right on him still. So Baggy Snail's just got to make sure he doesn't feel the pressure too much of Big Les Kun and drop the wheel on the grass. And Big Les Kun having a good old battle there. So just flick through Steve Scooby, he's kind of out on his own. Second plus either side of him. Don Dotter 2 seconds back from Steve Scooby. Rear Wheelman not having a great race, so he's down almost 10 seconds to Don Dotter. Stewie Max 20 seconds back from him. So it looks like we've lost Weed King for 20. Yeah, he's left the lobby. Apologies. So we'll flick back up to the front. Potter and Pot keeping that gap to under a second between him and Raoul. So we'll just flick through. So Raoul's decided on the medium tyres. Potter's gone for the softs. Raoul has used an awful lot more fuel than Potter though. Potter's tyres are a little bit more worn. So we'll see how the lap strategies play out, the pit strategies play out. So Raoul managed to gain half a second there through that lap. 1.1 seconds up from Potter. You can physically see the gap there, it's extended massively. 0.3 now. Just down a little bit. So I'll just slowly flick through the pack, make sure I'm not missing any action. So Mocking Week's now been dropped by Potter and Raoul down to 2.2 seconds. That's allowed Zuzims to close up. So he's only 1.5 back from Mocking Week's. So Mocking Week's got to be careful. So not a lot to worry about from behind for Zuzims. He's got a 9-second gap between himself and Convicts. As long as he doesn't spin it off the grass, that position should be safe for now. Popeye coming under threat from Maggie Snails. He's 7 just over half a second back from Convicts. He's closed that gap massively. So I think it's time for a bit of that. As they come down the start finish straight, see if Baggy can get the move done. Quite close enough for this one unless he goes for the outbreaking manoeuvre. No. But Convicts has ran himself wide. That's given Baggy a look down the inside into Druids as well. Oh, he's just ran himself wide there as well. We'll have the inside line for this one. Oh, so side by side through that corner there. Change camera angles because we're missing the action. Again, side by side through, there's a little bit of contact. That's just pushed Baggy Snails off. Oh, and he's pulled the grass and spun him around. Unfortunate for Baggy. So we won't stay on board with him while he's doing his 3-point turn. That'll be cruel. So Raoul has extended his gap to 1.5 in a second now. Just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. Tyres just above half worn. Potter McPot, he has got almost a half tank of fuel, and again his tyres aren't that bad actually. Maybe the rear left looking the worst. They're still dropping Zuzims, so Zuzims getting past Mocking Weeks then. Mocking Weeks has been in the pits for fresh tyres. So we'll see how that plays out when Zuzims comes in, which will not be yet. So Potter managing to close that gap a little bit to Raoul. Raoul maybe struggling on those mediums now, they're pretty worn. So yeah, that gap coming down between Potter and Raoul. Potter's car's just going sideways, so yeah, Weed King has left the route. So I don't know whether he was just struggling with his car on this track. So he's keeping that gap consistent, Raoul, 1.1, just 1.2 now. So Raoul's dived in the pits, Potter's joined him. So we'll see where Zuzims also in the pits. We'll see where that brings Mocking Weeks out as he comes around the last corner now. So Raoul Cien's back out. It is a bit awkward when they come out of the pits, it's never quite as clean cut as you think. So Raoul Cien's, he's come out first. Just fresh tyres, no fuel. Zuzims has also gone fresh tyres, no fuel. Mocking Weeks has done the same. Potter McPot's gone for mediums and a full tank. So we'll see if we can drag that out till the end of the race. 12 minutes into this 30-minute at the minute. himself down into 4th with topping up with fuel, but that should play out a bit better for him later on in the race. Obviously, these boys will have to come in for tyres and fuel again, whereas Potter will only have to come in for tyres. So we went for a super soft, medium, super soft combo. So Raul got a 7.1 second lead over Zuzims. He's got Mocking Weeks closing that gap on him as well. So he's quick Mocking Weeks in these cars. That gap between these pair now. So he's just getting his head into it after coming out of the pits. Pot's 5 seconds back, and he's just spun off into the wall, so that's going to do him no favours. He's pointed backwards as well. He's also got front end damage due to that, so that's going to slow him down a little bit. So down into 5th now. He's got Don Dotter chasing him, and rear wheel man as well. Obviously not quite driving out Potter's expecting it to, with different tyres and a full tank. Completely different depending on what tyres you've got on these cars. So he's under some real pressure now from Don Dotter. That's not the one. That's not the one either. That's not the one. Come on. Where's that camera angle gone? That's the one I want. Don Dotter all over the back of Potter now. So this is the battle for 5th place between Don Dotter and Potter. 0.3 of a second gap between these pair. So looking good at the minute, Potter. Just extending that gap a little bit. Oh, obviously Big Les cutting in the sand, so that's unfortunate for him. Just decided to come in the pits as well, I think, fresh tyres. Don there, he was close to getting his wheels on the grass. Both of them running it wide into Druids, getting on the marbles. The wrong way, apologies. So again, I think this can be a real good view, this one. It's a real good idea of what the cars are doing and how fast they're travelling. Also the forward facing view, I think. So managing to close up then Don Dotter on Pot. Pot obviously with that full tank of fuel, struggling a little bit on the mediums. So we'll fire ourselves back onto the front, see how Raul's getting on. So 5.9 second gap now, so Zuzims brought that down by a second already. Again, Raul's about out of fuel, so we'll have to pit. I think Zuzims will be close behind him as well, because I don't think Zuzims fueled up either. He's got a quarter of a tank. Last him a fair bit. Mocking Weeks also just over a quarter of a tank. His tyres are pretty shredded though. Pot managing to hold that 4th place. Catch up to the back of Mocking Weeks, get back into the fight with Zuzims and Raul. Just stay on board with Potter for a couple of seconds. So managing to increase that gap between himself and Don Dotter. You see the gap increase there. So almost a second gap between Don and Pot. So 17 minutes into this half an hour race. Current positions are Zuzims holding 1st place. Raul's been in the pits for his 2nd stop. Mocking Weeks in second place. Raul Siembeba in third place. So he will have Potter Pot chasing him down pretty soon. He has got fresh tyres. Just keep around those gaps. So managed to extend that gap over Don Dotter, 1.9 seconds down. He's losing time to Raul. So we'll jump back up to frontman Zuzims. He's got 11-second gap over Raul Sien. Again, he will have to pit either this lap, not this lap, possibly the end of this lap or the next one, due to fuel. And Raul possibly will have to pit in a few laps of time as well. He's only got a quarter of a tank. Pot now up into third, so taking that place off Mocking Weeks, or Don Dotter going for a move on Mocking Weeks as well. So just get the inside line through there, and Don Dotter going around the outside of him. Into Druids now, so Don Dotter taking that fourth place off Mocking Weeks, but his tyres are pretty wrecked. So Mocking Weeks, they're both in a very similar position really. But Mocking Weeks will just catch him going on the grass. They're going to struggle to get it back on the grass, on the track without spinning off. These cars are a handful, so losing loads of time there. So now Steve Scooby to catch up. So we've got 4 seconds behind him now. We'll start to see Steve Scooby closing up in his mirrors. Back, we'll be starting to see him in his mirrors. Mocking Weeks just goes down the hill there towards Clark Curve. So Don Dotter in the pits. That's probably Mocking Weeks is coming in the pits as well. I was going to say that might allow Mocking Weeks to take that place back, but he's jumping in the pits, it's not going to happen. Zuzims now up in first place due to Raul's pit stop. He's got an 8.8 second lead. Raul Sien in second place. He's been in for his second stop. Pot's still out. He's got still losing time to Raul though. But again, I think Raul will have to pit before the end of the race. So we'll see. It might play into Potter's hands come the last couple of laps. So Steve Scooby managed to get himself up into fourth after Mocking Weeks dived in the pits, as well as Don Dotter. He's still got a quarter of a tank of fuel as well. Don Dotter's back out. He's only 2.2 seconds back from him. Fresh rubber, probably plenty of fuel to last him to the end of the race. But, nearly losing it through there, so a bit of driving from Don to control that through there. So just over 8 minutes left of this race. Dotter needs to keep his wheels off that grass, so causing all sorts of trouble. And he's closing the gap on Potter as well. Again, he's liking to drift these cars. So 11.5 seconds back to Zuzims for Potter. So plenty of work to do if he's looking to get either of those places off them two. So it's all spread out a little bit. Raul's out front with a 10-second lead. Obviously, Zuzims has just been in the pits for another stop. Fresh tyres and plenty of fuel to the end. So Raul's looking like he will have to pit end of this lap, I'd have thought. He's got a 10-second lead over Zuzims. I think Zuzims might be able to take the place. I doubt Potter will be able to get back up that that far. He's 20 seconds back from the front man. Pit times don't take that long in this race. So again, pack just spreading out a little bit now. Might see some battles towards the end when the pit strategies and windows all work their way back together. So Steve Scooby going in the pits. No fuel and worn out tyres. Big Les Cunn also in the pits. Steve Scooby decided he's staying out. He looks like he's got plenty of fuel and tyres to the end of the race. So he'll have to see whether he can get a couple of spots before the end. So back onto the start finish straight. I doubt he'll get out in front of Steve Scooby or Big Les. No, so still in 9th. So Raul Cien now in the pits. Let's have a look at Zuzims and see where he comes out in relation to him. So Zuzims up to first, Raul still in the pits. Potter and Pot now coming around the last corner. So Raul's already come out of the pits. Is only 9 points. Well, that gap's coming down massively. 8.8 seconds back from Raul. So it's 8.5 now. Not a lot to worry about from behind, not unless he does things like that. Oh, so unfortunate for Potter. He's just seen him smash into the wall. He needs to get that back on track quick. He's going to lose a lot of time to Don Dotter. Seconds back. That gap will come down. Dylan Kilton chasing him down. There's not a battle between these two. Dylan down in 11th, Potter in 3rd. But Dylan doing a good job of using the slipstream to help him tow him along. I hope these two don't get V-good in it. Start bashing each other off the track. That's be a good thing, being as they're not actually fighting on track as such. Potter and Pot just allowing Dylan to fire through there. So Don Dotter 11 seconds back from Potter, so not a lot for Potter to worry about. Mocking Weeks is closing that gap on Don Dotter. So we've just gone board. 1.15, that gap again coming down. Weeds getting a good through there. Closing the gap up to Druids. So getting a good drive, both of them getting a good drive out of there. Down towards Surtees. Again, it's Surtees, it's the awkward corner. So very late apex on it. So just half a second between these pair. Currently on board with Don Dotter, looking back at Mocking Weeks, trying to take the position off him. So just extending his time through the back half of the course as Don Dotter. 3/4 of a second now, almost a second. Kicking up dirt in Mocking Weeks' face. So again, I think Mocking Weeks is a little bit quicker around the front half of the course. Don Dotter putting in a good lap there. Just to hold him off. So yeah, you see Mocking Weeks close that gap up massively through that first corner. Careful not to put the power down too much in these cars, especially with worn out tyres. So that gap down to half a second then. So can Mocking Weeks get it done down the straight? The gap is coming down, but possibly not enough before this first corner. As they head up now to Westfield.
a second back. We'll just fire up to the front, guys. So Zuzims 5.8 seconds out in front of RACIN. Potomac Pot is now 24 seconds back. So RACIN's been in for a splash and dash. A little bit of fuel just to get into the end. There's a Potomac Pot. He's losing a lot of time to RACIN. Plenty of tyre wear on those racing mediums though, so that can't be helping him out. There's only 2 minutes left of this race, so 1 and a bit laps. He's also losing a bit of time to Mocking Week, so he's just got to be careful to lose too much time in the next couple of laps. So Mocking Week's there. So Don Dotter, he's pushed himself down into 6th. Bit of a battle with Mocking Weeks, just been in the pits for his last set of tyres. So struggling on those tyres and fuel. But he has got a toe off Big Les Kun down here. So looking for a move, but nowhere near close enough through there. Oh, but Big Les Kun just running himself wide. That's and spinning out as well. So Don Dotter managed to take that place into 5th. So Steve Scooby managed to take the place. Big Les Kun having a nightmare trying to get this beast back on track. So he's going to lose another place to Rear Wheel Man. Zuzims coming around to lap him as well. So real unfortunate there for Big Les. He's having a good old race. So only a 4-second gap between Raul and Zuzims. Raul putting all the pressure he can on to try and catch up to him. Just getting in the way a little bit there of Raul's lap. Probably too much though. So we'll just jump through the pack towards the back. So Big Les Kun, 30-minute timer has ticked over. So Big Les Kun's come across the line. Baggy Snails also in 9th. Convicts Popeye's come home in 10th. Just jump up to the front, guys. So everyone on their last lap now. So 4.6 second gap to between Zuzims and Raul. Not a lot to worry about for Zuzims as long as he keeps it on track. So Potomac Pot losing more and more time. Oh, we just see him go absolutely sideways across the line there. So he's slamming on the handbrake just to give us something to watch. So Zuzims now coming around the last couple of corners. But Don Dotter coming home in 5th. So last time around the Clark curve and onto the Brabham Straight. Good drive from Zuzims and Raul and Potter. Zuzims didn't have the best of starts. Raul as well, slamming the handbrake on across the line. Rear Wheel Man coming home there in 7th. So there's your order. Zuzims in 1st, Raul in 2nd, Potter in 3rd, Mocking Weeks in 4th. Apologies, it's just disappeared. Just go and have a look at race results again. So it was Zuzims in 1st, Raul in 2nd, Potomac Pot in 3rd, Mocking Weeks in 4th, Don Dotter in 5th, Steve Scooby in 6th, Rear Wheel Man 72 Man in 7th, Big Les Kun in 8th, Baggy Snails in 9th, Convicts Popeye in 10th, Dylan Keelton in 11th, Stewie Mack in 12th, sorry, and in 13th would have been Weed King 420, I believe, but he left the lobby. So some real good racing again tonight. Boys keeping it extremely clean. I will just give a few congratulations to the boys. So Zuzims, where's he gone? RACIN and Potter. Yeah, again, real good racing.
So I am just going to jump out of this lobby and talk about the Kika event, which I didn't really get a lot of time to chat about at the start. For some reason, I just struggled to get inside lobbies. It's kicking me out left, right, and centre. I couldn't figure it out. Turned the PlayStation off, deleted all the history, all that sort of stuff. No, still not having it. So, people, this nasty, horrible driving Porsche here, which I've had the pleasure of spinning off track lots this season, is the car I've been using for the GTTCC MRC races. That's Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. So it's the Porsche Cayman. It was one of sort of 3 or 4 cars that were anywhere near quick enough to stay competitive in this season. So it was pretty much a 70% Porsche season for the MRC GTTCCs. But that's the car I'm driving. I chose it. You know, I can't complain too much. So you can see the channel banner smashed across the front. It's also smashed across the back, and the Caterpillar logo there on the bottom there. That's the team I've been racing for this season. The Mature Racing Club and MRC logos of Mature Racing Club, and then the handprints and the Kika logos all smashed down the side. So they relate to a 6-hour charity event we're putting on Saturday coming. It's 3 times 2-hour races. It's going to start at 5 PM. We are going to be online a little bit earlier to chat about the race, etc, etc, and myself and Potomac Pot are going to commentate over this 6-hour event. So it's a pay-to-play event. If you fancy getting involved, there will be links in the description below. So go sign up to MRC or Next Gen, so Mature Racing Club or Next Gen Racing on Facebook. Then go and donate your money via the Just Giving page for Next Gen or the Sim Racing for Kika page for MRC. Let the guys know at MRC or Next Gen that you've paid your money, and they'll squeeze you into a lobby. If you're not racing, go and donate anyway. It's a good charity. It's called Kika. It's kindergarten cancer, basically. That's what it translates to. And they've managed to pool all their resources into one place in Holland at the Princess Maxima Centre, and they focus primarily on cure and care, so a lot more around the care as well, so the kids are, you know, having fun and not sort of thinking about their day-to-day worries really. And that's kind of why we're doing this. You know, we can put the 6-hour race on, they can all tune in, watch it. As I say, myself and Potomac Pot are going to be commentating over it for 6 hours. It will be live streamed into the Dutch hospitals, I think. And someone said it's going out live on 3 internet radio stations as well, so that'll be interesting. We were initially invited over to Holland for this race, Potomac Pot and myself, but we've had to cancel due to one thing and another. But we have said we'll go over and say hello to the boys at some point. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed what you're watching. I'm back Wednesday night. Myself and CJW Racing are going to be doing a 2-man commentary over Next Gen's Race of Winners. So all the leagues they've put on this season, all the winners of those leagues, I think it's first and second places of those leagues, will be put into a race on Wednesday night. I think there's going to be 5 different tracks, different cars for each track, and all guys racing all cars. And the overall winner is the winner of winners, if you like, of Next Gen. Champion of champions, depending how you want to say it. So yeah, come and check that out on Wednesday night. I think that's going to start 8:30, and then I'm back Thursday for P1's Toyota Concept Cup. That has been a whale of fun. There's been some excellent driving, some real feisty fights going on through the pack. We're into round 3 on Thursday. I can't remember where that's from. And then I will be back Sunday for round 3 of the Nissan Cup as well. So the GTTCC's finished for another few weeks. It might be a shake-up, so I think there's only Sundays and Thursdays I'm commentating on for the next
10 weeks, and then the one-offs, which is the racing winners for next gen and the Kika charity event next Saturday. So 8:30 on Wednesday if you want to check that out, 9 o'clock on Thursday if you want to check that out, and 5 o'clock on Saturday if you fancy checking that out, or again 9 o'clock Sunday if you fancy checking the round 3 of the Nissan Cup you've just watched tonight. So I think that's about all I've got to say, peeps. I hope you've enjoyed what you're watching. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, all that malarkey. Press the bell icon if you want to be kept up to date with all the latest and greatest videos I'm putting on. And yeah, I just want to put a big shout out to Dave Dent as well, actually, who I did say I'd give him some shouts on the stream for producing some awesome MRC merch. I know this is a P1 race, but he did a lot of MRC merch for the MRC group, and I suggest that the P1 boys get over to Dare to Wear Clothing and go and order a load of their own stuff. Yeah, so I think that's about it, folks. As per usual, my name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.